Barbara Egger. I'm the president of Local 5112, the Health Professionals and Allied Employees at Runnells Hospital. Yes, as inconvenient as it may be, we are still there. And I still have my nurses there, and I still counsel people there. Okay? As of yesterday, I was informed that we have now received our 5th date for the layoffs to take effect. Okay? We started in July, and September, October, November, now we're up to December 1st. Because people have relied on the information that they've been given time and time again, a lot of people have left. A lot of people have resigned. Some people, unfortunately, to their detriment, they left. One social worker I know needed until November to get her 10 years. But as she said, I need a job more than I need my retirement. She left in September and took another job. Had she known that Runnells would still be here in November, she could have stayed there. And that's a shame. That really is. But despite the professed concern for the employees at Runnells, as of today, to the best of my knowledge, not one person has been offered a position with the new company. Second management has so far refused to meet with us, despite repeated attempts on our part to get together with them and sit down and talk. Our understanding is that the county is renegotiating the issue of the psych beds at this time and leaving open the possibility that some of the workers will remain county employees. Because this was not known earlier, 2 out of 3 of the psychiatrists have left. All of the social workers on the psychiatric board are gone except for the director, and several of the nurses and aides are gone also. Now we've got people who are talking about going from long-term units into psych units. Had we known this was happening, they could have been properly prepared and trained. They're not. If their bumping comes in, we will have people on those psych units with no psychiatric training. And that's just because of civil service, because a nurse is a nurse is a nurse. So if you decide to keep the psychiatric unit open, what you're going to have to do is get all new staff. You're going to have to hire new psychiatrists, you're going to need new social workers, and you're going to have to train the staff that comes from the long-term units. Poor planning, very poor planning on somebody's part. Okay? What's happened at Runnells is a proud community of workers at a respected facility has become a shadow of itself. And it's turned into a place with low census and low morale, and it breaks my heart. We are asking you, as freeholders, to use whatever tool you can to please ask center management to come and talk to people, to the workers. Here it is, it's middle of October. Now we're talking a December 1st date, and nobody knows anything. The employees that you're so concerned about are still up in limbo. Thank you.
Members of the board, Mr. Chairman. What Ms. Egger said is essentially correct. As you all know, it's been much longer than any of us anticipated. I'm not sure that we could use the word full planning, it's negotiation. A couple things that need to be, for the record, set straight. We're well aware of what's happening with the cornerstone. We're well aware of what's occurred relative to the psychiatrists. We have put a plan in place, and as Ms. Egger probably would attest to, she knows that she heard a lot of this from me yesterday on a telephone call with her and other of her executive board members. So I don't think it's going to serve any of us well to rehash it and negotiate this in public, and I'm not going to do that. What I will say is, and what I said to her yesterday, when I approached this board continuously since we started this process, the employees as well as the patients are foremost in everyone's minds. With everything that we've done, has taken that into account. The mere fact of the matter that you have agreed and the authority has approved through resolution an extension of the closing date was based solely on the fact that the employees that do not have enough time to make the decision that they need to make. So to characterize that as anything other than that is false. This was said yesterday in a meeting. She knows that fully well. But again, as I said to them yesterday, and I will continue to say, if people want to meet and get an update on what's going on up there, I have been available. I have offered to meet with anyone at any time and will continue to do so. It does no one any good to do this in public for whatever the reasons may be. Thank you.
Thank you. And members of the public.
Yes, Sounds very can of work. I think it does tremendous good to talk about these things in public. We've seen two examples, Runnells and the golf course, where it's over, you know, they're selling, what are they doing, UCIA is involved, and there are lots of things that could have come out if this was discussed responsibly.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I'd like to make two comments. First of all, with regard to some of the comments that were expressed today relative to Runnells Hospital, as Director Guzzo indicated, we are very cognizant of the effect that these prolonged negotiations have had on our employees. And we're going to continue to do all we can to communicate and to try to resolve these negotiations as quickly as possible. Also, you can be sure that we will have the appropriate amount of staffing, whether it be doctors, social workers, nurses, in the appropriate amounts to adequately man the hospital.
I just want to thank the speaker for explaining, illustrating to us the perspective from the nurses and employees from Runnells. You know, but with that said, you know, these types of transactions take time, and it would be irresponsible for us to act quickly without taking into account all factors or doing our due diligence on our end and making sure that we're making the best situation that we can do for our residents. Sometimes it takes time, it prolongs the process. And so we ask you to bear with us, but thank you for that information. I'm sure the county manager and his staff will take that into consideration.